Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode of this Piscean Reports. How's everybody doing? As always, I'm hoping you guys are having a fantastic day. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoyed today's message. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, you guys. I hope you enjoy today's message as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Now, today I wanted to make a video on the pros and cons of having an awakening. And this is, let me see if I can pull this over. This is take 2 for me, okay? Because I did this video the first time and I was so excited. I was so amped, like I was so this is going to be take 2. I was like, okay, breathe and say what you have to say. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the cons first, and then I'll give you the pros, okay? One of the cons, and it's a big one, as you first start your awakening, what is happening to you is that you'll know when you're having your awakening, because things are going to be different. All of a sudden, you're going to be different. You're going to be drawn to different things. I wish I could put, how do I say that? You can't describe it because you've never experienced it before. That's what I'll say. Okay, because even now, when I had my awakening, I couldn't explain it to anyone. If you're like me, you're probably saying, if someone is asking you what's happening, why are you doing this? Why are you acting this way? Why are you, maybe if you're like me, I was drawn to tarot, and that was done by design. The Father did that for me because I was not someone who came up in the church, or I had a few, I've gone to churches, but let's just say this, my experiences were not positive. So, and he had to get to me somehow, some way, to let me know that he had heard my prayers for help. So the best way for him to come through me was through tarot. And I will never forget this. There are two cards, because I ended up doing an electronic reading, because I went to 2 people first, and they were saying, you got to get away from this person that I was seeing at this time, and they were like, you got to get away from him, and blah blah blah, and they told me why. So I did that, and well, I did it a little later, but I asked the Father to help me. I said, Father, I'm trying to get this person to leave my life, and he won't go. What do I do? And the very first card that I got in this electronic reading, or the very first message, was, you're being divinely guided. And I was like, whoa, like I couldn't believe what I was seeing, And so the second thing that I will never ever forget is when I read the message, and it said, you're going to want to tell everybody about what's happening to you, but they're not going to believe you. And I was like, why wouldn't they believe me? Like, I'm telling the truth. Why would I not believe what I had to say, And sure as shit, whatever. I don't have a limit on me. The sure as shit. This person, I went to my family, and I was so excited, and I'm telling them, all these things, and I went to my guy friend, who actually ended up being the karmic, who y'all know all about that karmic. But anyway, so and everybody was like, why are you saying these things? Like, why are you doing this? What's going on? What's happening? And I kept saying, I don't know what's happening. And because you can't you know what I mean? Like I just said, you can't describe it. You can't put a name to it. You never felt this way before. And I kept saying, I don't know, but something is happening. And I was yelling it, you know what I mean, to these people. And my kids, one of them, my other child was like, that's awesome, Mom. And he completely supported me. But my other child was like, why are you doing this? Like, why can't you just be like other moms? Why don't you stop this? Like, you know what I mean? And I was staying with my brother at the time I had my awakening. Same thing. He was like, "Why are you doing this? Like, what are you talking about? And now, and why are you messing with these cards? And that's the devil and the whole nine, right? And whatever." But when you have your awakening, the beginnings of your awakening, this is how you'll know, because something is happening. It's happening. You're being drawn into something, and you can't explain it to anybody. You just know something is happening to me. Something is happening to you, and you can't describe it, because it's literally your first time ever experiencing this thing. And even today, if I had to try to describe it, it was inner. It was something happening inside me. It wasn't something outer. I wasn't hearing like magical voices or anything like that. Although when I another part of my calling, literally, I heard people calling my name. I was with someone, and they were peppering my face with kisses, and I heard Chiquita, Chiquita, Chiquita. Because I was doing something, I was giving in to someone, and I didn't really want to do what they wanted to do, but whatever. I was that person who always just went along, right? But that was an old version of me. I was like, I'm good. But and so as this person is peppering my face with kisses, I said, "Did you hear that?" And they was like, "Hear what?" And they still kiss me. And I said, "No, no, seriously, did you hear that?" And they was like, "Did you hear what? Your kids? What?" And I said, "No, these were adult voices that were calling my name. I'll kid you not. I will swear on a Bible. I will get what do they call those things where the lie detector test. I would take a lie detector test. I heard those voices call my name. And it wasn't child voices, it was mature voices. And they were saying it so lovingly. Chiquita, Chiquita, Chiquita. And so this person went back to doing what they were doing. And all of a sudden I heard someone say, "Chiquita," like that. And I sat up and I said, "Whoa." And I sat up and they were like, "What?" And I said, "Stop, just stop." And I ended up sending this person home, because I kept saying, "You don't hear that. You did not just hear someone call my name." And he said, "No." And I said, "Okay, well, stop, just stop." And they got mad and they left. So, and that was one of the beginnings. The other thing was the feelings. I was feeling things, and I was being drawn to tarot, and because I was hearing, and at that time there was only a handful of people who were doing tarot. Believe it or not, it was just a handful. And I found the person that I most resonated with, and they were giving readings, and it was difficult for me in the beginning because I didn't know which message was for me and which was for someone else. So I ended up buying my own cards, and I started seeing things happening, truths happening, like happening. And I would tell somebody, that these things are happening. And at one point someone even said, grab the Bible and said, you need to put those cards down. You need to pick up this Bible. And anyway, so yes, you are going to get people who are not going to believe you in the beginning, okay? But trust in what you're feeling. Trust. If you hear your name being called, if you feel it inwardly, there's something inside that is drawing you, and you just have no other choice but to go to it. I was willing to let everybody fall back behind me. Everybody. I had no problem with doing this. This is how sure I was that this was happening. And you are going to be. That is one of the other cons to having the beginnings of your awakening, is once you have your awakening, be prepared. Be prepared, because you're going to start spending a lot of time alone. Okay? And not in a bad way. I'm not saying you're just going to, not in a bad way. I'll just say that you'll start spending time alone, because all of those people you used to associate with and thought you had a connection with all start to fall away. People who you thought were your friends, it turns out they're just associates, because they're not gonna understand you, because I was so excited about my awakening, I wanted to tell anybody and everybody. I remember posting things on my Facebook page and no one would comment on them. You know what I mean? And people would just start to fall away. I would start losing contact. They would just stop responding to my page. You know what I mean? So understand that's done by design. The Father wants you to have his undivided attention. Okay, that's literally why a lot of people have their awakening. Some people have some kind of spiritual awakening in prison because now it's you and the Father. And the Father now has your undivided attention. And now he can tell you what you did wrong. He can wake you up. This is why things happen the way they did. He'll show you your upbringing, your everything that happened to you as a child. Like, you know what I mean? And that's for those people. But for those of you who are not in prison, but be prepared to have a lot of alone time, because this is now the Father's opportunity to teach you what you need to know, and for you to learn the things you needed to learn. I learned about crystals. That was one of the first things. Well, tarot was the initial. The second thing that came was I was learning about crystals and the vibrations of crystals. And for those of you who have not had an awakening, I get it. A lot of you just are looking at them and you're thinking that they're just, rocks or whatever. But in reality, everything in this planet has an energy and a vibration. Okay, so you may be someone who then begins to get drawn to crystals. I was immediately drawn to rose quartz because what I needed most was healing. I needed love. I needed someone to hear me. And it was like the angels would let you know, wear this crystal. I would wear rose quartz. I started buying, these towers and keeping them next to my bed, so I would feel comforted. You know what I mean? Sorry. But yes, and it went from there. I remember it started off rose quartz. It went to amethyst, because amethyst is a high vibration. It's a crown chakra energy, and that enabled them to speak to me more clearly, because I had and I started buying tons of amethyst and wearing amethyst, and people literally thought I was insane because I was walking around with amethyst crystals and I had an amethyst ring or amethyst necklaces, and I ended up starting making crystal jewelry because I wanted to. It wasn't enough to just have it at home. I wanted to have that protection and that energy when I was out and about. You know what I mean? And so you are going to be someone who is going to be drawn to many things. There's a lot of ways that the Father is going to enlighten you or to assist you in your vibration. For me, it was the crystals, what I say, it was the rose quartz, it was the amethyst, and then became the labradorite, which is so strong. I advise you not to put, I don't know, maybe you should. I put this amethyst tower next to me when I first got it in my bed, and I started having the most fantastic dreams telling me this is where you went wrong, this is what's going to happen, this is what, and they were so powerful and so eye-opening. It helped to allow the angels and my guides and the ancestors to tell me this is where you went wrong, this is what's going on, this is why your life went as bad as it did, and this is what you were doing. And see what I'm saying? Now that I'm alone, they have my undivided attention. They're going to have your undivided attention. Whatever they teach you, take it in. Okay, whether it's crystals, some of you may be guided to doing candle work, once you light that candle, that fire, that is the light. You know what I mean? That's the light of the Father. And it's something about it that you may be drawn to. And so if those of you who are doing a lot of candle work, this is why. Because it's something about lighting these candles that it's like enlightening the candle. You are enlightening yourself. You know what I mean? So what's another way? Cards, crystals, candles. There's the physical meditation. You may be drawn to doing more meditating. The Father will speak to you in that way. You may not get cards, crystals. You may be someone who just gets drawn through by meditation. I'm someone who suffers from anxiety. It's like debilitating, damn near some days, and it's like. By meditating. um oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. With the meditation, I couldn't because of my anxiety, but that's okay. The Father will come to you in whatever way you see. You might be someone who says, I can't cross my legs and sit like this, and I can't do that. That's fine. Okay, the Father will come to you through music. A lot of people, even a lot of readers, before they even get started, they heard music or songs of the day. I am one of those people. I hear it myself. I wake up and for some reason I'm gravitated to a song. When I was about to separate from someone, I remember hearing the song by what was her name? I think it's Tiffany. It was an old 80s song, and it was called Only in My Dreams. And it would say, as real as it may seem, it was only in my dreams. Like I just kept singing it, and I'm like, wow, you guys, wow. And it'll happen like that. Before I ended up breaking up, I was like, they're letting you know that this person is just selling you bullshit. They're selling you a dream. As real as it may seem, as real as what they're saying, they may seem not generous, but they may seem genuine. Okay, but it's not. And you guys are going to start learning these things. When you wake up and you hear a song from out of nowhere and you don't know why, it's something you haven't heard in years, or you're being guided to something new, is a reason. It's because they're trying to tell you something. And that's the other thing. The angels will come to you in any way. Once you invite the angels into your life, they will come to you in any way they can. They'll come to you through a Facebook feed. They'll come to you through YouTube. It's like, because now we are in the electronic age. The angels will use whatever is at their disposal. Okay, so they'll come to you through a Facebook feed, a YouTube feed, a post, not a feed, but a post, a Facebook post, Twitter, whatever, because people are spiritual, are going on all of these things as well. You know what I mean? So be open to however the messages come, whether it comes through song. You're in a car and you hear it, and you're being guided to a certain song. It plays in your head all day. You can't stop hearing it. You know what I mean? And there's a reason. You know what I mean? Just be open, but this, understand that alone time is by design. This is your time to learn. This is the time that you and the Father are going to connect. You know what I mean? And he's going to teach you ways to recognize him, recognize recognize synchronicities. That's the other thing. Synchronistic events. I mean, they're going to use everything, and be open to all that comes your way. When you start your awakening, be open to everything that comes your way. Be open. Okay? Trust in synchronicity. Trust in that quiet time, in that alone time. Okay? It's by design. The Father's trying to teach you now. You're going to school. You're going to spiritual school, and you're learning things. And he's teaching you these things because one day, after you have learned everything he feels you needed to know and witness and bear witness to, or whatever, he's now going to use you to be a blessing to other people, to be of assistance. When the Father chooses you, that is the most wonderful thing that can ever happen to you. Let me tell you that. Okay, the Father chose you. Don't run from your calling. However it comes, don't be afraid. Go with whatever is pulling you in that direction. You're not going to have any other choice but to. You're going to be so amazed at how easy it is to just let people go, and you're going to be okay with it. It's not going to be some people who are maybe more social butterflies might be a little sad. unless you're lucky enough to find someone right away who connects. But in that moment, I promise you, in that alone time, you need to be alone. You need to. This is school time. Okay, this is the time to learn. What do you want me to know, Father? What do you want me to learn so that I can be this blessing to other people, right? So yes, 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 yes. The other one of the other cons is there's two things. You're going to be confused, and then there's losing friends. But I always told you that they're going to fall away, and you're going to be confused for a good little minute. Like, why is this happening? What's going on? Now that I'm explaining it to you, thankfully, hopefully, you'll be able to say, "Oh, it's happening! Oh my God, it's happening!" You know what I mean? But for me, because I had no one, it was a very confusing time. You're gonna question yourself, like, is this really happening? Like, this is really happening. I'm all of the synchronistic events, everything that's happening. When I became homeless, again, done by design. Okay, there were people who were trying to pay. I remember a point where my daughter and my karmic were working extra hard to pay to keep a roof over my head, because it was time for me to leave my brother's house, and I was prepared to be homeless. I was completely okay with it, which sounds crazy, right? But for some reason, I wanted these people to leave me alone. Just please go away. This is happening for a reason, and I couldn't make them understand that, because they loved me so much. They were desperate to keep a roof over my head, and so they put me in one of those extended stay places. I forget the name of them, but anyway, and so but eventually they ran out of money. God bless them. They did what they could, but they didn't understand. And it came that time where I had to go and be homeless, and I was completely okay with it, because now I can be alone. Now it's just me and the Father, and you could tell me whatever you want to tell me. You could teach me whatever you want to teach me. I am completely yours. And all the time, which is very interesting, all the time you think that I was homeless and I was on the streets. I wasn't on the streets. The Father guided me to a shelter, the right shelter, because there's some really bad shelters in this town. And God bless him. He guided me to the right shelter, and I met the right person. And this person is a straight angel for the Father. And she guided me to this other shelter, and it had an extended stay, and it was all done by design, because had I not gone there, I wouldn't have met this woman. She guided me to all the people who could help me in that moment, because I had experienced so much, and she pointed me in the right directions of people who I could talk to about the traumatic experiences I had experienced, and she guided me to this shelter, and because they had a longer stay time, and had she not done that, she then turned around and let me know that they was opening a third shelter. This was a winter shelter, so I was never ever out in the cold. That's God. That is His grace. That is His mercy. You know what I mean? And I never. The interesting part was I was never afraid. I was never afraid. I was concerned and I was a little worried, but never afraid. Because I knew He had my back. I'm going to bring you here, and she's going to take you here, and then you're going to stay there until this shelter opens, and you're going to stay there, and that's how you're going to survive winter. Because eventually it got to that point where they, in the other shelter, they would have put you out early in the morning, and this one it wasn't. But anyway, so you're going to get to that point. You know what I mean? God guided me. He completely guided my steps. And after a while, I couldn't take being there anymore. And by the grace of God, He brought me here. And now I was able to have the quiet and the space that I needed to speak my truth. And I did that. And because I did that, it now opened the door for so many of you to have your awakenings, to be open to it, to know that there's more than what we know. I was able to tell you all, and I feel so blessed for that. I truly do. And that's going to happen to you. You're going to be confused. You're not going to go homeless. That was just my experience, but I'm sharing because it wants you to know you can go from absolutely nothing to having everything. And the reason, it's like when I'm not going to go into that, but yes, just know and understand. There will be a quiet time. It's by design. Yes, you will lose your friends. It's okay. Later on down the road, the Father is going to guide you to more. You know what I mean? So the other one is, and this is the last one for the cons, is you are going to be under attack, or there are people who are going to be jealous of you. Okay, why you? Why have you? I feel like a lot of people are jealous because they can't believe we tried so much to hold her down, and look at where she is now, and it's only getting better. I'm about to come in to what was mine. I'm finally about to get what was mine. You know what I mean? And you see what I mean? This is God. This is the Father. This is what I mean. He and yeah, people you're gonna face jealousy. These people were jealous. We tried so hard to hold her down. We had tried so hard to hold her back. How is this happening? It's the Father. It's the Father. So for anybody who's coming against me, it's the Father. You know what I mean? You literally, in essence, while you're coming against me, you're attacking the Father. And trust and believe He sees everything you're doing. And I promise you, with everything in me, you are going to receive yours. You are going to reap what you have sown. All right. I just recently found out that there's a young lady who told me that literally people were videotaping me getting ready for my day, which blew my mind. I'm like, I'm in my 50s, and the absolute worst part of that, and then I'm going to get to the pros. I'm sorry, but you got to know, even though people are attacking me, and they're going to attack you, they're going to tell you you think you're better than everybody else, or you're crazy, that's not happening, this and this and that, and they're going to have so many negative things to say to you. That's a lie. That's not going to happen. But yet, look around you. Look around you. Look on the channel. This channel went from and YouTube in general. It went from just having a handful of people who did readings to hundreds of people. The Father awakened them. Okay, and look at them now. They're aware. They're aware. The Father will take care of you. Okay, you don't have to. A lot of you don't have to work a 9 to 5. Okay, just speaking your truth. There's a gentleman who doesn't even do readings, and I wanted to definitely give a shout out to his channel. The channel's called Advancing, and this man, when I tell you all, go to his channel. He's so eloquent in his speech, and you can tell when he says things, he says it in a very calm way, and it comes from the heart, and you feel his vibe, and you feel his energy, and it's just beautiful. And he doesn't have to use cards. The Father blessed him with the ability, with the gift of gab, with the ability to speak. Because you speak so eloquently, my son, this is what I want you to do. I want you to let people know that there are people who are going to come against you. There are people who are going to attack you. You know what I mean? And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You won't get attacked on the level that I'm getting attacked on, but you just understand. You may be someone who works at the office, and you, because you no longer, you've had your vibration is now raised. You were going through your awakening, and all of a sudden the stupid shit that you used to dive into and be a part of, you no longer want to be a part of. You don't want to be a part of office gossip. You don't want to be a part of trying to undercut someone to try to take their position. What's yours will always, you'll never, what does that saying go? What's yours will never pass you by, and because you had an awakening, because you have elevated your vibration, you're aware of that now. What's mine will never pass me by. I don't even, you have so much peace. There's a peace that comes over you when you have your awakening. Okay, you don't have to undercut anyone. You don't have to gossip about anyone. You don't have to, backbite or get a bunch of girls together and try to, make one of the secretaries feel less than, or look at her, she thinks she's better than us because she's had this awakening, or she's so different now. She doesn't. You might not even told them you had an awakening, but they see it on you. They see it on you. Okay, your light is irritating their demons. And so, of course, they're going to come against you. Of course, they're going to attack you. You could be in school and you were so excited about it. You had an awakening. Oh my God, it's happening to me. Hallelujah. And you want to tell all your friends and you want to tell everybody at school. But because they haven't had their awakening yet, they're going to attack you. This person's so stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to drown these people out. Drown out the attacks. Drown out the jealousy. You know, that's just the devil. Okay? The more of us that waking up all over the world, the more of you who are having your awakening, trust and believe. The devil is as mad as, you know what? He's mad as hell. Okay, that he's losing. Oh my God, I'm losing all these people. The Father and the angels, they're waking all these people up and I'm losing. I've got to do something. So he's going to take the people that he has control over, that he has dominion over. He's so entrenched in their soul and in their spirit that he knows he's got them by the balls, and he can just send these people out, say, you know, tell them they're wrong, tell them they're stupid, pick on them, yeah, do this, do that, and he's gonna just sit back while he's using you. He's gonna sit back with his feet up and some popcorn and laugh and watch as his minions go out and do his dirty work. Okay, it's all done by design. Okay, we are in spiritual warfare right now. We're in a spiritual war, okay? It's good against evil. And like I said, evil has had its way for a long time. And now it's time for good to have its way and to push back and say, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to be a part of that, okay? I've had my awakening. You don't even have to tell anyone you had your awakening. You could just say, I just don't want to do that anymore. You know, and you know, people are going to say in your neighborhood, maybe you're somebody who used to hang with some pretty hardcore people, but you've had your awakening now and you just don't want to be a part of that anymore. And so, you know, they're going to think you're a punk, or they're going to think you're a pussy, or whatever. Sorry, Father, I'm sorry. They're going to think the worst of you and they're going to attack you. That's because the devil has dominion over these people. Maybe, you know, whatever you might have done, whether you've broken into cars or whether you've stolen, you know, money, you know, those people who have taken from me, I feel so sorry for them. I feel so sorry for them. And it blows my mind. I'm going to find out that, I'm going to watch family go to jail. You know what I mean? And someone I don't even know, and past lovers. These people are all going to answer. The people who videotape me, trust and believe, they're going to answer. The Father sees all. I don't have to try to go on the attack. The Father, vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord. Now he has given me the, he'll allow me certain things. Like, yeah, I probably can go to the police and say, this is happening and there's some video on me on the dark web and can you guys check it out and that type of thing. Yes, I can do that. And then anything that happens after that is the Father's doing. You know what I mean? And so it's like that. So yes, you will go under attack. People will be jealous of you. It's a part of the whole process. But as long as you keep your blinders on, you don't put some headphones in so you don't have to listen to other people's opinions of you. So you don't have to listen to the gossip. So you don't have to listen to the naysayers. Do whatever you have to do. And you keep your head up and you keep walking. All right? Because this is serious. If the Father has called you, understand the Father, not the Father, understand that the devil is mad as hell and he's going to come after you. All right? So just be ready. Just be ready. Whether whether it's young kids talking about you or whoever you are, everybody's waking up at a different time. So just understand you're going to go under attack, but it's done by design. It's okay. It's okay. That's just the devil trying to do his work. Okay, listen to what's in your heart. Listen to what you know. And you just won't, you can't go wrong. You just cannot go wrong. Okay, the Father is now showing people how if he's doing this to me, if he's showing people that you can go from nothing to having everything, this is his example. Let me be that example. I'm more than happy to. Thank you, Father, for allowing me to be that. But he's going to show out in your lives too. Understand? All right. Now comes the pros. Okay. One of the pros is that you're going to be vibing in this new energy. You're going to have this new feeling. That's not to say that you won't have days where, as a result, there are going to be people who try to bring you back down to that vibration that they're on. Understand that, but there are going to be days where you're going to love where you're at. You're going to feel so thankful because you're in this new energy. You're going to feel and witness things that you never even noticed before. Okay, oh my God, look at the sky. How beautiful is this sky? How beautiful is the rain? You know what I mean? How beautiful are these clouds and these trees, and you're just going to notice God's beauty is going to take you're going to take more notice of God's beauty, of everything, his awesomeness, the sun sets, the sun rises. You know what I mean? That just being in that vibration, it feels amazing. That's one of the pros. You're going to feel so fantastic. Okay. You're gonna be closer. One of the other pros is you'll be closer to the Father. You know what I mean? That's it's wonderful. It just feels so good. You're awakened now. You notice more. You feel more. You may want to get out and enjoy life more, not just necessarily, doing whatever you used to do before, but really have an appreciation for all that is. Really have that appreciation for the Father's work, and just knowing that you're helping, knowing that you're making a difference. That's another one. You're going to be able, that's the other pro. You're making a difference. Okay, you're going to make a difference in somebody's life. And let me say this, you may not, understand this, not everybody is meant to go on YouTube or on whatever. A lot of you are going to be asking, what's my purpose? And it could be something so small, and but it's not small. It's like you'll think it's small, but yet and still it's not. Like if you are doing nails and you're doing hair, you're beautifying you're making someone feel good about themselves. You're making them feel more confident, more happy, more proud, more. You're going to put a pep in these people's step, and as a result, they're going to start getting more noticed. You know what I mean? That's your purpose, to beautify the world. Whether you're a painter or artist, if you do woodworking, you do stained glass. I was drawing the stained glass as well. And when this is all over with, I'm going to buy more stained glass, and I'm going to get back into that, because I used to make the most amazing stained glass angels, y'all. Ooh, anyway. but that's what I mean. You're going to make a difference, even if you're just out here laying concrete, right? um and you're thinking that you're not doing anything. You're out here hot and sweaty and suffering, but you're making a difference. You're making a difference because of you, because you're paving these roads, making them safe for people to cross and go over. Thanks to you, someone who had their awakening can now get to and from safely. Okay, you and your family, if you travel those roads yourself, you and your family can now feel confident in going over these roads because of you. Okay, it doesn't matter what you do. It could be something small, it could be something big. Okay, but trust and believe. No matter what you do, it may not be on a grand scale. The Father, your purpose might be to be the most amazing father to this rainbow child that you just given birth to. Okay, to be the father that you never had. That's your life purpose. Maybe you grew up without your father, and now you're saying to yourself, the Father wants you to be the most amazing person to this child. Teach them love, give them strength, give them character. Go to the ball game, supporting them in every way, to the pom pom and cheerleading, wherever you have to go, soccer, wherever you have to be, to motivate your child to be something special one day. That literally can be your calling, just to be the world's best dad, because your son may end up playing pro ball somewhere, and because you instilled strength of character into them, because you instilled a goodness within them, they're now rich enough to donate to other people, and bigger than just giving up your money. These your son or daughter, whoever, WNBA, the NBA, like wherever they fit in this world soccer, the women's soccer or whatever, these people can now go visit children in hospitals and brighten their day and just blow their minds and make their day and make their world. You see what I mean? It's the little things. It's the little things. It doesn't always have to be a massive scale. You can be the world's greatest mom. Maybe you're by yourself right now. It's okay. Know that the Father's with you. He's with you. He wants you to love this child, to teach this child everything they need to know. Okay, you may have to be the father and the mother. You never know. You may be by yourself right now. You don't know what the Father's got going on. He may bring someone into your life to help ease your burden, ease your suffering. You may be saying to the Father, please help me. Bring someone my way who will make a difference, help me to make a difference in my child's life, to help us grow and to be all they need to be, and to be all that I need to be that strength, someone I can lean on at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You don't know what the Father's got going on in his life. You don't know what he can do. But yes. So I could go on forever in that, but I see it's 40 minutes in it, so I'm going to try to wrap this up, because I swear I could go on. I really could. You get to be the best version of yourself, okay? You get to go on this special journey. You get to go on this unique journey. How much of a blessing is that? Oh my God, the Father chose me. I'm getting ready to go on this amazing adventure. What am I going to learn from this? What am I going to do? What's my purpose? I can't wait. Just the journey, just the journey itself is going to be so fantastic. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. That's a pro, you know. You get to be the best version of yourself. You get to shine your light and make a difference in someone else's world. Okay? People, like I said, the more you shine, the more your light is going to irritate the devil's demons, and the more they're going to back away from you. And that's cool, because now I'm free. I'm free to do what I came here to do. I came out here to be the most, and I'm going to shine in the name of the Father. Yes. Whether it's through song, whether it's through dance, whatever it is. You know what I mean? You get to be that and show that, and you know, and just being that light, you're going to make a difference in other people's lives. You know, you get to be that. That's the other pro. You're going to be an example for others to follow. You know what I mean? And the last one I wanted to say, because it's 41 minutes into it, you're going to make a difference. You're making a difference in the lives of so many other people. It's win-win. It's win-win. You know, the only cons I said, like in the beginning, it's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult. And because if you're someone who's used to being surrounded by people and all of a sudden everybody's falling away because they're not where you're at, it's okay. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen. Trust and believe. Okay, you're not on this journey alone. Your guides are with you. Your angels are with you. And even though you're alone, you're not lonely. That's the thing that you're going to really trip off of. Yeah, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I was homeless, but I wasn't lonely. I didn't feel at a disadvantage at all. I was and I wasn't. You know what I mean? When I needed money, the Father guided me. There was a program in this one shelter where they would pay you to go out and plant seeds and plant vegetables and things like that, and learn about them as you go. And I got paid. That's literally how I was able to buy myself clothes in the summertime, and socks and underwear. And you see what I mean? God is good. Do you hear me? Whether you are homeless, whether you are rich, as you know what? God is good. He's going to call the wealthy. He's going to call the poor. He's going to call the least of us, and he's going to call the most of us. Okay? And he will use you in whatever way he feels you can be a blessing. Okay? So, yeah. Those are the pros and cons of walking your path, of shining your light, of experiencing an awakening. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the information. If you did, I'm going to go ahead and go. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and go. If you enjoyed the message, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Nothing would make me happier than to let you all know this is happening. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. You know, I hear it so much. that is ridiculous. Like I said, it got to a point where I literally had to just wear headphones when I go out, just because I don't want anyone to stop me. There are people who are trying to pull me down. Family. I got family. I got friends, former friends. I got ex-lovers who are trying to drag me down. I was going, ooh, yeah, I'll tell it real quick. When I found out that people were videotaping me, and there, how I found out is there was this young lady and that's what I mean to have integrity. This is what it means to have integrity. This lady spoke up when nobody else would. Otherwise, I would have never known. And she was crying as she told me, and she said, this woman isn't doing anything to anybody. So where is her justice? Like, why is this happening? She had the strength of her convictions to stand up and say, this is not right. And I'm so grateful for her to speaking up, because now I know, I'm someone who enjoys God's light, and I promise you I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but I know now to wear a robe, okay, and to let my bathroom window down when I'm getting ready to do something intimate, right? So, but what I tripped off of most is the guy that I was hollering at, that I used to date. I'll never forget it. He sat in my bedroom, and he looked out the window, and he looked over at me. He said, "Have you ever considered closing your windows?" And I said, "Why would I do that? Why would I not want to let God's light in my house?" He said, "Well, you never know. You never know who could be videotaping you. Somebody could be videotaping you, and you'll never know." And I'm giving my argument for why anybody would want to videotape me. So many people in this neighborhood leave their windows open. I can look across the way and see people living their lives, but I'm not a creep or a pervert. I'm not going to just sit there and stare. I'm like, okay, they got their windows up. They live in life. They feel like they're on the 8th, 10th, 12th floor, and they're good to go. And yes, you are. You have that right. And there are people who only live like across from me. I remember looking out and seeing that someone was having a party, and I said, "Oh, look at that, somebody's having a party." And he said, "How you know?" I said, "You don't see him? He's right there." And he was strumming on his guitar, and this girl danced past him. So it's like that in this neighborhood. So and this neighborhood is more primarily college students. It's college students and retirees. So I'm thinking, if you're going to be a pervert, you're damn sure not going to record me. You're looking for one of these little young college girls, right? And the worst part was that when he said that, as I'm defending myself, he had a smirk on his face. And I kept saying, what? So literally he knew, and he had that opportunity to tell me right then and there, "Baby, keep your windows closed or wear a robe or something, because these people are here who are videotaping you, and without your consent, without your knowledge. Like, I love you. I want you safe. Like know this." He didn't say none of that. He just laughed, and I said, "What?" And he said, "Nothing." You know what I mean? So my enemies are everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay, I can't believe I'm to the point now where I'm just gonna be by myself. When the Father brings the right one, and it damn sure ain't gonna be in this town. I'm staying to myself. It's me and the Father. He saw me through this in the beginning. He's gonna see me through all the way to the end, and then I will pick up and go and find my love somewhere else. But it damn sure ain't gonna be here. Okay, so yeah, that was just my lesson. Live and learn, right? It just is what it is, and trust and believe. When that young lady told me that shit, I dismissed his ass today. Because he was out of town. As soon as he came back, I dismissed his ass, and I reminded him of what he did, and of course he tried to deny it, but that's my lesson. The Father tried to tell me beforehand, and because of my heart, I tried to think maybe this person has learned a lesson. They have spent some time away from me. Maybe they've learned. No, they didn't. And that's just my lesson to learn. Trust and believe. Trust what you see when people show it to you the first time. Okay? And what they say, leopard don't change their spots. So whatever. But that was my lesson. So it's all good. I had my cry the other night. So it's all good. It's about standing up and keeping your head up, and standing in your truth and standing strong. Know what you know. Say what you have to say. Don't let anybody try to drag you down. Don't let anybody try to stop you. They will do the worst. Some people are just that foul. They will just do the worst to try to stop you from shining your light. So just understand, when you become a spiritual warrior, you're prone to attacks from family, from friends, from neighbors, from workers, co-workers, the whole nine, okay? But whatever. It doesn't matter. Suit up, show up, and show out in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the ascended masters, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Stand up, okay? You know what you know. Don't let anybody tell you any different, all right? They'll wake up in their own time. Don't try to force anyone. You know, and those of you who have channels, of course, if they come to you, they're looking for guidance. They want it. And be open to that. If you got someone who comes to you and say, what's going on with all of that? Then definitely be open and show them and guide them. But don't force anyone, okay? They haven't had their awakening yet. So just don't worry about that, okay? All right, now I'm going to go. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's 49 minutes. I hate this. If you enjoyed the channel, if you enjoyed the message, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon and evening, because I'm starting to lose light. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time on the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.